The frustrations and intimidations that Cleopas Malala and the Butere Girls Drama Club went through has elicited a lot of reactions, and it has divided the country right in the middle. Now, there are people who are saying that Malala is settling political scores, personal political scores, using our young daughters, the students, because many feel that Cleopas Malala fell out with William Ruto, and now he wants to vengefully play out that, and he's hiding under the drama club. But another school of thought is saying that William Ruto is a dictator and the Kenya Kwanza government are afraid of their own shadows. They're saying that there is the freedom of expression and the rights of the Butere girls were denied. Several leaders have expressed their opinions. Among the leaders that condemned the frustration and the lobbying of tear gas are the former Chief Justice David Maraga, the current Chief Justice Martha Koome, the former Law Society of Kenya chairman Nelson Havi, and even the ODM party, among many other leaders who said that was wrong. Because by the time they were lobbying tear gas at the Butere Girls Drama Club, Malala was still in some police cell in El Damaravin, and they're saying there was no need. And I heard someone saying that there were several plays that Malala had written, and they were and the government knew, and they were under some names. So they were saying that it was wrong to target this particular one, and they were targeting Malala. Now, those who are supporting and have condemned Malala, who are saying that politicians should not use our students to settle their scores for personal gains, are Murkomen, who is the Interior CS, because it is under his docket that the police falls. And we have Nelson Agambo, who is the CS in the Ministry of Education, and of course Wilson Sosion, the former NAT secretary. So several leaders have given their opinions, but the opinions are divided. But if there is something that has caught the attention of many, is the inconsistency that our politicians thrive in. It should be noted that this is not the first time that the Butere Girls Drama Club has elicited some controversy. A few years ago, under the Uhuru regime, Malala wrote a play named Shackles of Doom. It was also a play that was criticizing the government, exposing the government. And when the government banned this play, several leaders, as usual, came to protect Malala. He was then the senator of Kakamega. Now, one of the people that has caught the attention of Kenyans by his consistent manner of changing goalposts depending on which side the bread is buttered is Murkomen himself. When Malala was under attack then for scripting Shackles of Doom, Murkomen came out and condemned those who were trying to vilify Cleopas Malala and the Butere girls. Before we look at that, I want us to hear what Murkomen was saying, because Murkomen is now questioning how the Butere school arrived at allowing Malala, who is not a teacher, who is not a director in that school, to script for them a play. And together with Agamba, who is the CS in the Ministry of Education, they're saying that maybe the board of directors break the law by allowing a non-teaching staff to be part of scripting their play. And I want us to listen to Murkomen and Agamba because there are questions that are coming out. Internet doesn't lie. Murkomen has been exposed how he's now condemning the same Malala he came out to protect under the very, very circumstances of a very controversial play. Kindly take a look.
Tukianza kutumia wanafunzi wetu kuendeleza siasa ya UDA, hata kama UDA ni chama ambayo iko serikali, itatupatia haibu kama Wakenya. Vivyo hivyo siasa za upinzani izitumiwe kuendeleza siasa ya watoto wetu. I want that to be, let me say that for avoidance of doubt, that as the security sector, we protect our children and they have a right and freedom of expression. They also have a right to have a holistic, an environment where there is a holistic teaching and they can appreciate the society and they can question the wrong things in society. They have a right to even disagree with the government of the day. But there are boundaries that have been set in the education sector. Their teachers know how they can teach. They can use euphemism. They can use, different kinds of language to pass the message on how to criticize government, criticize society, learn about society, appreciate society. But what I request is that we need a clarity of a situation in our country where our political competition is not going to be brought to education arena. I would really request that political party actors do not use our students to become the script writers. I wonder why a politician could be the script writer for students performing. Why can't we allow teachers? Because even the competition itself loses value if we don't allow the teachers themselves to be the ones who are writing the script. Because part of that is part of learning so that our students can work with the teachers. The last thing I like to say is that let the school do its own job. If other political actors would like to write plays and scripts on societal issues, we have our national theatre and we have other theatres across the country for adults. Let that arena be for adults. Let the school be a place for competition. And as I assure you that as the security sector, we do not want to interfere with education. And if there was, unfortunately, a situation where tear gas hit a journalist, it is regrettable and we apologize. It is not our intention that we throw tear gas on our journalists. It's our intention to make sure that the journalists operate in an environment of freedom and our students operate in an environment where there is freedom.
Now I want us to look at what Murkomen said then, because as I told you, internet doesn't lie. But just before that, Kenyans went to the social media and they have a question to the Kenyan government, to Nelson Agamba and Murkomen, and those who are saying that since Malala is not a teacher, he should not be involved in script writing. And they're asking, now that Murkomen is the CS in the Ministry of Interior, is he a cop? Does he have any background of being a policeman or a soldier? If we were to look at it that way, does he fit to be in the Ministry of Interior? And they're asking, is Julius Migosi a teacher? Migosi is the Minister of Education. Is Soipan Tuya a soldier? She's in the Ministry of Defense. Is she a soldier? Is Duale, who is heading the Ministry of Health, a doctor? And Kenyans are just but asking because that was the same argument that was given by the government officials. Is Joho a graduate? Of course, you know the controversy around Joho's school. And they are asking, is Opio and I an electrician? Because if that is the same argument that is being leveled, then they should tell us first. And it is not the first time that Malala has scripted that play. Now I want us to look at Murkomen here. This tweet was written by Murkomen himself in the year 2013 on 21st April at 7:30 p.m. And Murkomen came to the defense of Cleopas Malala, and he was saying, what was wrong with the Butere girls' shackles of doom? They have enjoyed the best advertisement and they should reap from it. What was wrong with the Butere girls' shackles of doom? They have enjoyed the best advertisement and they should reap from it. According to Murkomen, there was nothing wrong with this play, despite the fact that it was exposing the government. Look at the inconsistency. Back then, Murkomen was a senator and he supported this play. Now that he is in the inner circle of Ruto's government, he is contradicting himself and is condemning this play. And ladies and gentlemen, this tells us one thing. There was a very ulterior motive in frustrating the Butere girls and frustrating Cleophas Malala. Because if Murkomen believed then that there was no issue, there was no serious issues in allowing that play, now he is the interior minister. He shouldn't have allowed the policemen to tear gas the students. He shouldn't have sent the DCI and the policemen to harass and arrest Malala. This is the nature of our politicians. They keep on changing goalposts. But I want to ask you, ladies and gentlemen, between those who are condemning what happened to the Butere girls and Malala, and those who are saying that maybe our children are being radicalized in school, who do you trust? Honestly speaking, without taking any political sides. And I want us to look at this deeply because I don't know whether I'm the only person who had teachers who are politicians. Literature was one of the very best subjects, whether it is in Fasihi or in English. Look at the books like Betrayal in the City, Government Inspector, The Animal Farm, A Man of the People. In fact, after I had completed school, some students were narrating, to me stories about the A Man of the People, and I went just trying to read. It was full of politics. The Animal Farm, Shambala Wanyama, full of politics. And the teachers were elaborating. They used to give examples, even criticizing the principals in the school, the headmasters, and how things were done, relating to us, the misdemeanors, and how the government, from the ministers to the president, was misbehaving, and also what was wrong in the society. And if William Ruto does not know this, some of these books are very controversial, and the teachers themselves are using them to quote unquote what they may call radicalization, that they indoctrinate the students and pupils in a certain manner. And so I don't think it is true. It's not honest when you claim that our children, our students are being radicalized. No. The Kenyan government have allowed even more controversial books on our shelves. And so I don't think that is true. I don't think so. Number two, are we saying that we have buried our heads in the sand like the proverbial ostrich? That we think that whatever Ruto is saying is not open to the public, including the students? When William Ruto stands and promises quite a lot to the country, and then he cannot deliver, I mean, what do you take our students for? I mean, let me ask you, a Form 3 or a Form 4 student, perhaps who is studying, let me say, literature or history, that is, that gets involved in studying the government, do you want to tell me that they're not alive to the fact that perhaps there is a lot that is going on in the government, a lot of dishonesty? Why is the president afraid when students want to echo what he has said? For example, when the president says barabara itoke hapa ifike pale, he should be proud that he has mastered the roads in the country. He's the head of the state. He's the head of state and the head of government. Is he not proud of what he has done to the country if the students are repeating the same? Is he not proud of it? Because I think if I have said something or I have done something, then I should not be afraid even if someone is trying to echo the same. And even if someone wants to exaggerate, anatia chumvi. Wakenya wako pale wanajua kama nadanganya. Let me tell you, kama hiyo drama, pengine hiyo mchezo ungekuwa ule wa kudanganya Wakenya ya kwamba maybe kuhusu tabia ya Ruto, rais wetu, Wakenya wanajua. We know if Malala would have exaggerated the play and he's portraying a picture that is not of the president, we would know. So to me, I don't think there's any problem, not unless William Ruto is afraid, not unless William Ruto himself is not very proud of what he has done to Kenyans himself. And this only shows that they are guilty as charged. Our government is full of politicians who keep on changing goalposts, pretenders, hypocrisy of the highest order. And you know, internet doesn't lie. And that is why Murkomen has been exposed. And I know one day he will be called in he will be invited to one of the radio or TV station, and he will have to explain, he will be asked. And I really want to see how Murkomen is trying to maneuver, trying to explain what he said or what he tweeted then and what his stand is today. It has really been exposed. And I don't know what you think, ladies and gentlemen, but we should really check on the statements of our politicians, because they think that we forget so fast. They think we are gullible. They think they can say or tweet or do things and get away with them.